diamond more valuable than colorless?
Is the diamond that is colorful.
Pink, yellow, and blue.
In 2016, Christie's auction house sold a 14-karat blue diamond for $56 million.
That's $4 million a carat.
In 2022, Sotheby's auction house sold an 11-karat pink diamond for $57 million.
That's more than $5 million a carat.
These diamonds were born when the Earth was born.
They come from the heart of the earth.
But now there are also pink, yellow, and blue diamonds that were born when you were falling in love.
These created diamonds come from the fiery heart of a miniature sun blazing inside a plasma chamber.
Hot, hot, hot.
Pink, yellow, and blue.
Your colorful 1-carat wonder awaits you for $12,000 or less.
Your colorful 3/4 carat miracle awaits you for $8,000 or less.
Get them while you can.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Greg Scalzo and Ben Brust.
Catch us Monday through Friday, 4 to 6.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
It's a party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust. Presented by Michelob Ultra.
It's a party, baby.
On 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
Happy Thursday! Welcome into Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra. I'm Ben Brust with a new cousin sub of the day for Greg Scalzo. We have Eric Name of The Athletic. Wow, Joshy's excited. Joshy running the show. I have no idea who's running the show in Madison, so I'm not even going to ask.
3-Nip G.
3-Nip G, very down on my power rankings list. I think he got a big head. I think he got a real big head. He's a professional ultimate frisbee player, went viral on TikTok for making a horrible ultimate frisbee turnover in the closing seconds of a period, I want to say they're called. He just needs to come back down to earth a little bit, grind his way back. But I'm not here to rip on G. We're here to talk with Eric Name today, because this is perfect timing. I don't know if you did this on purpose.
I did not, no.
But I'm glad you did, because the Milwaukee Bucks are entering a new, I wouldn't say era.
I think so. I think it's a new era, a new coach.
I mean, when you have, it's hard to say new era when you have Giannis still.
Sure.
New regime.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it will be the overarching Giannis era, but there'll be maybe a new chapter.
I like that.
Chapters to the Giannis era.
I mean, for Jordan, it was Collins, to Jackson.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page here. But that being said, Adrian Griffin, the new Milwaukee Bucks head coach heading into the next season, and it's all about figuring out the best way to win championships. That's the name of the game. That's all that matters at this point. You obviously hired a guy that you believe can do it because you fired a guy that didn't.
Yeah.
And it's ultimately when you say it like that, I mean, Bud did it. Griffin has to do it.
Yep.
And so Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards is likely going to be traded at some point. And I have been searching through Bucks Twitter, and people have been trying to figure out, can the Bucks make it happen? I saw, before you even ask, I don't think the Bucks can do it, from a couple people. And then I saw an article from Eric Name of The Athletic explaining why it could be possible that the Bucks could trade for Bradley Beal. So I just kind of want to give you the floor for a second to educate the Scalzo and Brust family as why this could be possible, that Brad Beal could be a Milwaukee Buck. We're not saying that he will be.
Sure. I think it's possible for a number of reasons. First, you're going to start with the idea that Brad Beal has one of the most insane contracts in the NBA.
He's making a lot of money.
5 years, $251 million. So we're talking about one of the biggest contracts in NBA history. On top of it, If he gets traded, he has a 15% trade kicker, so he can get even more money on top of it if he wants to.
Who's his agent?
If he wants to, he can push it away to make it easier for the team bringing him in. And he gets to choose full no trade clause. They like the NBA, the CBA, they tried to do away with this years ago because no trade clauses, like owners are like, this is not great. Like we should just be able to trade people. And they pretty much did away with them. A full no trade clause is unheard of. Absolutely unheard of.
Which is maybe why the Wizards are bad?
Maybe it might have something to do with it. But he has a full no trade clause, and that's the start of why this is possible. Because if he says, I want to be a Milwaukee Buck, I will not go anywhere else, I want out, he can do that. He can just say, I want to come to Milwaukee, and then everyone has to figure it out. Like the Wizards have to figure it out, the Bucks have to figure it out, probably a third team has to figure it out. Like they have to go through all of that. So that's why it is possible. And then if you're talking about the mechanics of it, in a dream world, the very first ideas of this, the very first reactions to my article, to my tweets was, okay, is there some way possible that we can add Brooke Lopez and Joe Ingles and Bobby Portis and Marjan Beauchamp and Pat Connaughton and Grayson Allen in some picks and get Bradley Beal? No, that's not possible. That is
second round picks.
That is not possible. They cannot do that. What they can do is trade Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday. Or, as I joked in my article, Giannis. They could trade Giannis for Brad Beal if they wanted to, straight up. That works from a salary perspective. But yeah, it comes down to, do the Bucks want to get rid of Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday? And then on top of that, if that is what they're going to do, what can the Wizards find for Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday? Because believe it or not, if you are starting to rebuild as an NBA franchise, you're not all that excited about 31-year-old Drew Holiday or 33-year-old Chris Middleton. Though that's not how you start a rebuild. You look for younger players, you look for first-round draft picks, things like that. The Bucks don't have really any of those things.
But the Wizards don't have the leverage to be like, well, like,
this is true. They don't have.
We can't take this guy. Well, you have no trade clause, so you kind of got to take somebody.
Correct. So in the end, if Brad Beal says, I want Milwaukee, they'll get it done. So that's why I will say that there is a real possibility of this happening. And that is, again, like the easiest way to sum it up is full no trade clause. He gets to pick where he wants to go.
So 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, 800-990-ESPN. Joshy, I want you to put something on the poll here because it's what stands out to me there is it's Middleton or Holiday. So if the Bucks could get Brad Beal for Drew or Chris, who would you trade for? I know who I'm choosing. I'm trading Chris Middleton. I know that he provides length, a one-on-one scoring option, but also Brad Beal is a bucket. Mm-hmm. Like he's like it's almost hard to talk about Brad Beal because not that many people are going to know how good he actually is because he just puts up big numbers on a bad team. But I don't know. There's just something about having Drew Holiday on that team from a defensive perspective, and I know this comes maybe weird considering he wasn't able to put the clamps on Jimmy in the first round that the Bucks went down against the Heat. Middleton's getting older. The injury history is kind of starting to add up. What does that knee look like from a long-term perspective? I'm trading Chris Middleton if this is possible. Who would you choose? Because it's a tough decision because Chris was. I've had this conversation as well. Where does Chris rank in all-time Bucks? You know, he's likely in the top 5 when you think about it.
Probably top 4.
That's what I had 4. Sidney Moncrief kind of puts.
Yeah, it's Chris above him. Yeah, I mean that's I think how you have to try to separate this is you look at, you know, could you survive defensively with Drew Holiday and Bradley Beal? I think that's a real question in the playoffs. We've seen again and again, you got to have size, you got to have it on the wing, you got to be able to do all this. And Bradley Beal, when the Wizards were good, when John Wall was around, was good to average on defense. Like, he was fine. They had good defensive habits. He could fit in. He could survive. He wasn't getting picked on, anything like that. Over the last 5 years, I mean, this might just happen to anyone that plays for the Wizards for as long as he's played for the Wizards. The defense has not been great. So, he's picked up some bad habits. And then, so what you're asking yourself is, are those bad habits now who he is? or if he gets back into a good culture with a good team, with good defensive players around him, is it back to being a good defender? And he's not going to be a great defender. And he's only going to be 6'5". He's not going to be 6'7", 6'8" like Chris Middleton. But can he go back to being a good defender?
So let me ask you this. Do you think that this is a good thing for the Bucks if they were to make this trade? Would this make them a better championship contender? Because that's ultimately what this comes down to, is getting Bradley Beal, arming Giannis with an asset to help them change the vibe of the team, because they've kind of run it back, essentially.
Sure.
Since they've run it back since they've won the championship. You know, they've added, last year was supposed to be Ingles, and a couple, they signed Bobby, they signed Pat, but like they've really been the same team. Is adding a Bradley Beal making the Bucks better?
I think so. I think it might be marginally because Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Bradley Beal, all on a similar tier. But the one thing that the Bucks have really struggled with in the postseason is scoring in half-court situations. And when it was going right, it was Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo two-man game, and they could make things work. Chris just wasn't totally up to that task this year. And I think you have to ask, can he get back to it? Is the cleanup surgery that he had on his knee, the scope that he got, is that just going to be, all right, we're back to Chris being Chris like he was in 2021? Or is it going to be knee problems for the rest of the way? And I think when you get Brad Beal in, whether it's for Drew Holiday, whether it's for Chris Middleton, he would be more dangerous in a two-man game. He's definitely more dangerous than either of them at the end of a shot clock. He's as good of a passer as either of them. Like, I would say that would be the most potent two-man game the Bucks have ever had if it's him and Giannis in a pick and roll. And that, I think, overwhelmingly is what we've seen really matters in the postseason. Can the Bucks score enough points? Because they're going to be good defensively. This year is maybe the exception.
It's an outlier. They've shown over the run that they've been a good defensive team.
Sure. So they're going to be good defensively. Can they score enough points? And this year they just couldn't, and that's been a struggle. And maybe Bradley Beal can go out there and help them with it.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. Would you trade Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday straight up for Brad Beal? Now, we're going to simplify that in those terms. I'm guessing there'd be other pieces that go. I'm nerding out for a second because I'm really interested in your opinion on this. Of the guys that they have signed longer term, you have a Grayson, you have a Pat, you have a Bobby. Who's more likely of the secondary crew to not be a part of the next run with the Bucks?
Wow. I think there's certainly the idea that they need to upgrade at shooting guard, and that would suggest that Grayson would be that guy that's not going to be around anymore. But the problem with upgrading at shooting guard is you can't do it with a shooting guard that you don't think is good enough. No one that has a better shooting guard than Grayson will be like, hey, yeah, we'll take that shooting guard that you don't like. That sounds great. We'll just downgrade at the position because the Bucks don't have the picks for something like that. So to me, I think if you're talking about the Bucks dealing from a position of strength, Bobby Portis is that guy. Bobby Portis last year, I think, was 14-9 in 26 minutes off the bench. I think there's a real possibility that if you give him 32 minutes a night on a team that has way fewer options than the Milwaukee Bucks,
that's the guy I look at, because he really was non-existent even when it came to the playoffs. When you think about the money you spent on an extension for Bobby, to me it was disappointing. The mayor of Milwaukee was not a bigger factor when it came to the playoffs last year, and it almost felt like I'm re-legislating now that they never figured out their true rotation.
Yeah,
I was always. Yeah. You shouldn't be in the playoffs and heading towards the end of the year not having an idea of what you're going to go with game in, game out. The reason why I thought they were successful in the year they won the championship, roles were identified and everyone played them to a T.
100%. You knew exactly what you're getting. I mean, even at the end of the season, Pat Connaughton goes out of the rotation, the final 10 games of the regular season. He's not in it to start. Then all of a sudden, Jay Crowder can't get a stop on defense, and we don't actually want him in the game. So, okay, you're out, and now Pat's back in. They're trying to figure out, and they couldn't. So, yeah, I mean, I think when you look at what could happen in the next week, the NBA draft is next Thursday. We are a week away from the draft. If the Bucks are thinking about getting younger, if they're thinking about trying to get a first-round pick, that is something that they have been thinking about, trying to sneak into the 20s in the first round. If you are thinking about that, how do you go about it? probably trading Bobby Portis to a team that isn't as good. And yeah, Bobby Portis is probably gonna be mad. He's played for some bad teams in his life, but this is the NBA, man.
He got his money and he got a championship. It's a business.
You got a ring, you got some money, and you didn't get a no-trade clause like Bradley Beal.
And you'll be loved forever here.
Absolutely. You're a legend for life.
800-990-3776. Now, Mike Malone, the head coach of the Denver Nuggets, was celebrating their parade today. I want to hear from him next and talk about what Wisconsin coaches are missing, because I think Eric and I think there's something missing in the fabric of each and every coach in our state. We'll hit that next on Scalzo and Brust with Eric Name in for Greg Scalzo, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
My name is Ben Brust, and I am a Karen.
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
We do have an issue on 43 northbound, right at the Keefe on-ramp. We've got a right lane blocked with a broken down semi, and that's complicating matters through from the Marquette on up because of that construction zone that's tightening things right through that area. So if you can avoid that area, it'll save you some aggravation. Right now, though, it's a 17-minute ride to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road. That's an extra 6. Otherwise, southbound on 41, a little heavy from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Northbound side slow from Wisconsin Avenue all the way up past Swan Boulevard, and a little bit of a heavy ride along southbound 894 from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to about Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55 at the lake, 48 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a little bit of haze or smoke with a high of 70 at the lake, 76 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. This week, we're going with Hillsborough Brewing Company. I've got a snappy IPA in hand. Head brewmaster Dave is going to tell me why it's his favorite beer from Hillsborough.
We brew about 2,500 barrels of beer a year, and my favorite one is the Snappy IPA, which features Citra hops and very drinkable 7% alcohol, and it's a great summer beer, easy to take with you to the beach or the ballpark, and just a fantastic drinking IPA. I think our beers are quite approachable. They're not far out there and crazy. They're very drinkable, and they're at a very competitive price.
Thanks again to Dave from Hillsborough Brewing Company for giving us all the insight on the Snappy IPA, especially that summer is here. Remember, the fridge should always be stocked.
Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has this Saturday, June 17th, packed with tons of fun. There will be 2 rides to choose from. One, starting in Iron Ridge for the Dogs and Hogs event, benefiting Battleground 22. The other starting in Milwaukee for the Ride for Veterans, benefiting Veterans Outreach Wisconsin. It's tons of fun for everyone. For more details, like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth is excited to be back celebrating the 52nd annual Juneteenth celebration in Milwaukee. Make sure you come down on Monday, June 19th, as we will be broadcasting live from the Juneteenth celebration from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stop by our table to play games, win Truth swag, and say what up to your favorite Truth teammates. The 101.7 The Truth celebration of Juneteenth is sponsored by Educators Credit Union, Tayback Law, Molson Coors, and Associated Bank.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Hey, you're on summer vacation.
Let's go to the castle.
Of course, no road trips without stopping at Mars Cheese Castle.
Grandma loves that cheese. please.
And your uncle always wants that beer you can't get outside of Wisconsin.
Right off I-94 in Kenosha, Mars Cheese Castle is a must-stop for any road trip. Along with over 1,000 cheeses, Mars has a meat market, bakery, bar, and restaurant. Spreads, curds, sausages, crinkles. Mars Cheese Castle is also the perfect lunch stop on your way out of town. Make today your day to go to Mars. Exit 340 in Kenosha.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Inside your brain, I can see the through. Your eyes tell more than you mean them to.
Great for that Thursday here on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra. And the U.S. Open's going on right now, and I'm very excited that it's out in L.A., Joshy, because I feel like you're going to enjoy this as well. Love when it's out west, because then you can come home and hit the couch, watch the late tee times come in, and I think you can watch till like 8 o'clock, maybe even 9.
Yeah, I'm not even sure everyone's teed off.
No, I just looked. Brooks Koepka is not teed off yet, right. And he just won the last major.
Do golf people get annoyed when you say something like that?
Like what?
You know, I would say I enjoy watching golf on, I don't know, a Sunday afternoon, and maybe I fall asleep to it. Like, are golf people annoyed by that, or are they like happy that it's on the TV? Like,
I'm sure there's some hardos like Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson who you can hear on the tee Mondays from 6 to 7 that might be annoyed by that. But I don't care.
It's the truth.
It's what I like to do. Right now, Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele, they both finished with a 62 today, which is tying the lowest score in any round of men's championship history. I mean, I wrote this with Ricky Fowler, and then I saw Schauffele came in with a 62. You got Bryson DeChambeau, who is the next closest. So those two are -8. DeChambeau at -3. Scotty Scheffler, -3. As I mentioned, Brooks Koepka has not even teed off. Phil Mickelson, -2. So just let you know who the big names are. Victor Hovland, Jon Rahm, both -1, and still plenty more to come. And this leaderboard update is brought to you by Pinehurst Resort. At Pinehurst, it is somebody's U.S. Open every day. Visit Pinehurst.com. Pinehurst.com now to plan your stay. I've been to Pinehurst. Amazing. Cool. Plenty of different... I deserve that. Like 8 different courses. They have a par 3 course called the Cradle.
Okay.
So you just like bunch of like 100-yard holes, some 80-yard holes, and just fun. You walk around with like an old school bag, and you bring like 3 clubs.
A wedge and a putter, yeah.
Yeah, wedge, putter, and maybe a 9-iron for a longer hole.
Okay.
But it's up to you. It's a ton of fun. Get there if you get the chance to. Mike Malone of the Denver Nuggets did some celebrating. Like Greg Scalzo, Ben Brust, and Josh DiMaggio at Grateful Dead and Company concert last Friday at Wrigley. He did it because his team won the NBA championship. As this is Scalzo and Brust presented by Michelob Ultra. Ben Brust here with Eric Name, who's in for Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio running the show. And I thoroughly enjoyed him double fisting at the parade. This was electric for Mike Malone, the Denver Nuggets head coach.
Hey, y'all tell me, is Brucey B going anywhere? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hey, we running this back. We ain't running this back. Hell yeah. Come on. Get high.
His voice is great.
That's a man who's been drinking Michelob Ultra since the time the clock had seen.
He's had some heaters in his day, too.
Oh, yeah.
There's some heaters deep in that voice.
Grits.
I mean, I appreciate that so much. And it made me think, like, are we lacking swag here in the state of Wisconsin? Like, do our coaches have swag? Do you wish they had more swag? Because I go up and down the leaderboard of head coaches around here, and I'm like, Now I don't want to take everyone out, but I think I'm going to take everyone out real quick. Matt LaFleur, boring as hell. Like, I just don't want to hang out with Matt LaFleur.
Honestly, maybe a little bit disappointing. Like, he's pretty good looking guy, young, nice haircut, seems to care. Like,
but he cares too much.
I think
that's where it's like,
Agreed. I think
what are you doing?
He cares too much. He's thinking too much about, okay, is this going to be a problem if I'm having a good time? Like, no, got to be, a hardo.
There's no Mike Malone and Matt LaFleur.
No,
there is not
a
Josh,
second.
I need like just like the clips of his voice when it's like, so good. Out on Matt LaFleur.
We run this back. We run this back. Hell yeah.
He's trying to say hell yeah.
I know.
It's not working. Not in the register anymore.
But I love it. Then we go down the list, Eric, to Adrian Griffin.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of track record.
Yeah.
It's tough to know exactly what his vibes are going to be, but I mean, pretty soft-spoken. I mean, for a 10-year NBA veteran, pretty soft-spoken, pretty mild-mannered. Like, this was a guy that was in the trenches. Like, he was like a defensive specialist, out there getting stops, getting after it.
I probably would have said Coach Bud. Getting him out.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, wow.
I mean, you deal with him a lot from a, like, Eric, I'm not going to tell you what the injury report is. You know, I'm not telling you the starters, but I feel like he lets loose when he has a chance to.
I was going to say pretty loose at the parade. Had a good time that day. You could see him like catching
Not
beers.
Mike Malone loose.
I mean, that's a different level.
Did you see him taking the shot just right at the podium?
Oh, yeah.
And then having to shake it off?
And I guarantee that he's not going to regret any of this.
No, this is his brand. He's spent the entire
been talking
playoffs,
crap
the
all
entire
playoffs. So I
Just
love that he's still
talking
living it
all the time. Yeah.
Next on the list, I don't want to take out Craig Counsell because he is Wisconsin's like guy. Like he's like a Wisconsin guy from right up the road from where we're at. He lives in the same city that I do. Cool.
Right.
But I walk my dog in Whitefish Bay, and there's nobody in Whitefish Bay that I want to party with. I can just tell you that much right now. He's got high school kids. He's watching play baseball. Like old Craigie Counsell ain't letting loose. Maybe like he was in the clubhouse back in the day, but I can't even see that out of him then.
I feel like he's had some decent fun with the Brewers runs. Like he definitely wasn't. I mean, Mike Malone went main character mode.
Yeah.
Today. Craig Counsell was there. He was having fun. I've seen him spraying beers and stuff like that, but not this type of performance.
Yeah, he's pretty buttoned up. I wish we could get a little bit more out of him, like a little bit more fight. Like there's not an edge.
I mean, I've seen more edge with the pitch clock and all that. He's been mad at umpires a little bit more this year, but like I'm not talking about getting mad. I want to party with someone who's going to get after it.
Yeah.
So out on the swag there.
To be fair though, that man drinks like 5 Red Bulls a day.
Craig?
Yeah. Crushes Red Bulls. Watch him anytime you see him in the dugout. He has a Red Bull, or maybe he drinks. It's a Red Bull.
I hope they're sugar free.
I don't know if they are or not, but that man crushes Red Bulls.
So we'll continue on here. 800-990-3776. Do you wish Wisconsin coaches had more swag? Because Greg Gard, love him. Does a lot of great things to the community. Guarding against cancer is great. Sorry, Coach. I've seen the clips on Badger MBB after wins on the road.
Not so much.
Not so much. Here's what Coach Gard is. Yeah. He's a supper club guy.
Oh, man, he'd be a great hang at a supper club. We'd have a great time.
Exactly.
100%.
We're not looking for that.
No, a couple old fashions. It'd be a good time, but no.
Luke Fickell, the new Wisconsin Badgers head coach. I think the cool thing that he's got going from him is the excitement around his program.
The branding is cool right now. The branding is cool.
But
is
that
don't know
him?
If he's cool. Yeah.
Right. I think we're gonna find out more.
Yeah. I don't think he's cool.
Yeah. I think we got. I don't think he. Again, just so we make this clear.
Sure.
We're judging them based off of wanting to get after.
This is the Mike Malone scale. We're on the Mike Malone scale.
Yes.
I'm not saying these aren't cool people and good people and nice people.
Joshy, one more time because it's a short clip. Give me. Do we got the full version of Mike Malone?
It's an outrageous scale. Like to go to this level is truly just.
I want Joshy. I mean, you want your coach to be like this.
Hey, you don't tell me. Is Brucey B going anywhere? Hell no.
I love that he's slurring the whole time.
Hey, we run this back. We run this back. Hell yeah. Come on. Get live.
This isn't PJ Tucker holding 2 champagne bottles.
No.
This is the head coach of the team.
100%. The guy that's supposed to be buttoned up, your brand, and he's just out there getting after it.
The fact he's calling him Brucey B too.
Brucey B. The Bruce Brown mention is like.
I mean, I don't think Bruce Brown has he ever been called Brucey B?
Probably not.
I don't think that's a real nickname.
Brucey B's not going anywhere though.
Just him shooting
not
from
Mike
the hip.
Malone's watch.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
And so this is gonna pain me. I hate to say it. Shaka.
Yeah.
Shaka might and again. This is on a low scale, Shaka. So don't get too pumped up here. On a low scale of like raging cool Wisconsin coaches that you want to maybe go out with.
Yeah.
Shaka's got a little swag.
I agree. He's done some like the fist pumps.
That's the one thing so it's
going
bothered
at
me.
People like on the sidelines, like like doing all that stuff. That's pretty cool. I
will say he did a double jump fist pump.
Yeah.
When they won a big game in the Big East, I think it might have clinched them the conference title or inched them closer before they beat like a St. John's or something. I felt myself wanting to be a jerk about it and be like, what a loser, the Wisconsin Marquette thing. I was like,
cool.
You know what? He's showing some swag.
I mean, to be clear, that long sleeve T-shirt underneath the polos, terrible look. All-time swagless look.
Now, what if he does that for like skin health reasons? Because that's the only thing I can think about,
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Those old guys on the golf course that wear those
skin health? He's inside.
I mean, maybe
I don't know,
maybe
Josh.
The fluorescent lights. He can't.
Basketball arenas are famously indoors.
Yeah. I'm well aware. So is Eric.
I mean, that I will take some points away from, but ultimately, that's still pretty good.
There's no ice rink under Fiserv,
compared to the rest, it's still pretty good. Like if that's the biggest complaint that I have, and it's a big one, I complain about it a lot. Like this guy's supposed to be cool, and he's wearing that. Everything else about him, coolest in Wisconsin.
Who even are, like, if we look across the NBA, who would we consider? I would have never thought Mike Malone was the cool guy. I've saw him get a little cocky in the playoffs.
After a little bit, yeah.
But, like, how many cool coaches are there?
Man.
A lot of them are dorks, if we're being honest, right?
Like, is Spo cool? Eric Spoelstra?
No.
I don't think
Just kind of intense? Okay.
I think Steve Kerr is dorky.
Oh, Steve Kerr. I think he's got a little cool to him.
I mean,
a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. He famously, in the Bulls parade, made the joke about Michael Jordan, like, I bailed him out again.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Kerr maybe up there. Wow, Mike Malone just took the whole rating scale it's destroyed.
I think he might be the coolest in all of sports.
It's an outlier. He's just up there by himself now.
I want my next head coach opening in the state of Wisconsin. We need the search firm to go through Mike Malone.
From
Andy Reid. Is Andy Reid cool?
No, he's funny.
Yeah, he talks about food.
He's funny, not cool.
He's dopey.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Is Barry Alvarez like the cool?
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw Barry at the AmFam Championship Pro-Am, and when I went up to him, you can cool me. There's just something swaggy about him.
That's what I'm trying to decipher. Is it the legendary status that he's achieved and kind of like the Don, as everyone has referred to him? Or was he like, I mean, those
He's
old
also fun, man.
He is fun. Those old pictures of him, I mean, he looked cool for that time, for sure.
You know what? You want to know my favorite Barry Alvarez story? And of course, I'm going to bring it back to myself somehow.
Sure.
But it won't be about me. It'll be about my brothers.
Okay.
Jonathan Brust and Stephen Brust, the Brust brothers, as we were in the 2014 and 15 Final Four runs. Jonathan somehow, when I wasn't even on the team, ended up first row next to Frank Kaminsky's dad in Indianapolis. But we were in the Bradley Center playing Oregon in the round of 32, and my brother got the Oregon Duck to flip him off double bird. Can I do that on stream, Josh? Because I did.
It's fine.
Like the Oregon Duck and Barry my brother Jonathan can embellish, as we all know.
Sure.
He calls into the show and he is a lot. I think he's an enigma. I don't even know how to explain him. But I thought that my brother was just messing with me. He was like, "Oh, Barry was loving it." I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." Barry comes up to me at a golf outing 2 years after I'm done playing. He's like, "Dude, your brother's the best, man." Like, I was drinking with him. He got the Oregon Duck at the Bradley Center to flick him off. I was like, "You're joking me." So Barry, like,
he gets after
down for a good time.
Cool.
And him and Bo, I remember after that game, like, were like, embracing because Barry was feeling good, and I was feeling good too after that one. So I don't blame him.
Man, Barry, the coolest.
Barry's the winner. The Don. When you have the nickname, you're usually going to win out in a conversation like this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Interesting.
800-990-3776. Tom in Milwaukee chimes in. Rex Ryan was pretty cool. What?
Huh. I don't know.
Do we have a boo thing or
I don't think so.
something you can click, Josh?
I don't have a boo button.
I think we need to look into that. Boo.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Well timed by both of us. 1 or 0 next on Scalzo and Brust. Play me some Mike Malone on the way out, please, Joshy. That's all I ask. The head coach of the Denver Nuggets, just enjoying life and top coach in all of the world.
Hey, y'all tell me, is Brucey B going anywhere? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hey, we run this back. We run this back. Hell yeah. Come on. Get loud. Get loud.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
35, the minimum age required to become president of the United States. Don't you learn some of this stuff?
Well, I mean, I don't pay attention to that, but I do know 35.
That's the boring stuff.
Scalzo and Brust.
I knew 35 because I grew up wanting to be the president. I would have been brilliant.
Instead,
you still can be, Ben. You're not even at the minimum age yet.
My intelligence might be questioned.
At what points in your life did you realize, hey, I might not be up for this position of president of the United States?
My first ACT.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Northbound 43 remains a very heavy ride right out of the Marquette interchange all the way up past Keefe. We've got the right lane blocked with a broken down semi there, so be careful with that. Southbound on 43 seeing some delays from before Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. And again from Fond du Lac Avenue down and over the high-rise bridge in the Marquette. Southbound on 41 backing up from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive, back on the brakes around the North Avenue curve, and on the brakes on 894 southbound from National Avenue all the way down and around the Hale interchange to about Forest Home. Traffic is brought to you by Evans Transportation in Brookfield, where they provide customized logistics solutions to keep you and your business moving forward. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast, tonight mostly cloudy with a low of 55 at the lake, 48 inland. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a little bit of haze or smoke, a high of 70 at the lake, 76 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Betty Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
RJ Schinner has several Toshiba copier printers from James Imaging Systems. IT manager Gabe Colasari.
The reason why for James Imaging is their responsiveness, dedication, knowledge of the product, and they always make sure that the customer is taken care of.
The kind of customer service you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed office technology company like James Imaging Systems.
We actually have a high-end printing machine on site, so we produce our own catalogs, so we need the support to handle that.
James Imaging Systems. Better document imaging technology, better service.
When we've got a problem, we're able to call in and get it rectified or corrected without any issues.
Gabe, any advice to other local businesses?
Contact James. I mean, they'll take care of you.
James Imaging Systems. Reliable document imaging technology, extraordinary local service. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
Kessler's is famous
nationwide
for diamond engagement rings.
But what most people don't know
is that Kessler's is equally amazing
at wedding bands.
Engagement rings come in thousands of styles.
But not all engagement rings
come with a matching wedding band.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem.
You heard the part about equally amazing wedding bands, right?
That's real. We are amazing at wedding bands.
We have a wedding band that is going to look fantastic.
Fantabulous.
Incomprehensibly good.
With your engagement ring.
It's going to look really good.
Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
You need to work with us.
Yeah, Ricky. Work with us.
Seriously, you're going to be extremely happy with what you find at Kessler's. Our sales associates are good at helping you find the perfect wedding band.
Much better, Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
Yeah, Ricky. Much better. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This summer is packed. 94.5 ESPN's Packed Summer Series kicks off with the return of Packed Lunch with Gabe Neitzel. Tune into ESPN Milwaukee's social media channels every day from June 12th through 16th for exclusive green and gold content. It's Packed Lunch with Gabe Neitzel all week long starting at noon on ESPN Milwaukee's social channels.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Scalzo and Brust on a Grateful Dead Thursday here. I'm Ben Brust with Eric Name, who's in for Greg Scalzo. Josh DiMaggio running the tunes. Stu in the 262 chimes in. Shaka wearing long sleeves for his skin health still has me laughing. Yeah, I still don't want to rule it out.
Sure. No, that's totally fair. You don't want to offend. I get it.
It is a bad look, but maybe he's doing the bad look for a health reason. I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. It's very nice of you.
If you
very
were to give me an idea of what sort of health problem would require long sleeves indoors, what would it be?
Skin cancer? I don't know.
I mean, you can't think of any other skin condition. You had to go there. Eczema.
Melanoma, is that one?
That's also cancer.
Yikes. I don't know. Why'd you add that? That's on you. That was not a good question to ask me. You set me up for failure there, Josh. Let's play 1 or 0. I can answer these.
Are you a 1 or 0?
Acne.
That's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a yes or a no?
There's no such thing as a gray area. Life is binary. It's just a 1 or a 0.
He's Eric Name of The Athletic, filling in for Greg Scalzo. I am Ben Brust. We are contestants for 1 or 0. Josh, he's going to give us a question. We're going to say 1 for yes, 0 for no. There is no gray area. Joshy D, take it away.
4 children, including a child as young as 11 months old, survived 40 days in the Colombian Amazon, surviving on flowers and fruits they found in the rainforest. 1 or 0. You could survive 40 days in a rainforest.
I'm going to go 1. I mean, I like fruit. Fruit's one of my favorite foods to eat. Rainforest likely means there's water. You need water to survive. So I feel like I'm set up for success. I got food and water. Now, I will say the wild card. What are the animals in the rainforest?
Well, the bugs is going to be a massive problem. And the rainforest contains predators of all sorts, snakes, any sort of creepy crawly, big spiders.
You know what?
Bring it on, snakes.
You know what? Maybe that's why Shaka wears long sleeves. He's worried about the bugs and the snakes inside the arena. He has a lot of concerns about that.
That makes more sense than what I had said.
Easy 0 for me. I'm worthless. I'm absolutely worthless. I would not know what fruits to eat, what flowers could help me survive. I would eat something poisonous. I would not enjoy that at all. I don't like the outdoors in that way.
So how would you go about giving up?
I don't know. That's the tough part.
Starve to death?
I think it would be starving to death.
Why would you do that? Like, wouldn't you want to just end it?
I mean, maybe.
Jump off the rainforest, go for a ride?
My guess would be I'd get to a point where, like...
Woo! No, Josh?
No, your body becomes very weak. It's difficult to move. Like there's a whole lot of things here, but I do appreciate how you will believe in yourself in any scenario, no matter how foreign it is. Like you're for sure gonna get bit by a bug because you have tummy problems. And
715 says I'm getting eaten by a giant snake.
Yeah, there's. I would pick Eric over you to survive.
What?
That's crazy.
He just gave up. At least I'm going to fight.
Yeah, you'd be too aggressive. You'd be eating poisonous things. Like, hey, this has got to be fine. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you eat the banana that's over there? It's like, well, I like the way this
Poisonous
looks.
Bananas in the rainforest, I heard.
1 or 0, you could survive 40 days in a Wisconsin forest.
Still a 0.
I'm actually more of a 0 for this one than the rainforest.
Explain.
Bigger animals.
Oh,
okay.
Bigger animals.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's probably tougher. It's maybe a little bit drier. I don't know if you're going to find water as easily.
I mean, thank God for the rain recently.
Right. That's a great point.
Thanks for the weather report.
Great point.
NFL Films has reportedly reached out to the Lions to do Hard Knocks for the second consecutive season because teams are apparently struggling. The NFL is struggling to find teams willing to do this season. They can force the Jets, Saints, Commies, and Bears to do it if they choose. 1 or 0. The Jets are going to end up on Hard Knocks.
1.
There's no doubt about it.
And I'm going to watch, and a lot of people are going to watch, and
I can't imagine what a mistake it would be to go
back to back with the Lions.
The Jets said they didn't want to do it, so let's just do the Lions again.
No.
Sounds horrible.
Can't do it.
Like, you can only do too much Dan Campbell.
They're still trying to make
I know all the characters. I've seen
exactly.
them all. We're doing reruns?
It basically feels like that.
I don't want to do that.
1 or 0. Aaron Rodgers wants to do Hard Knocks.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with 1. He's going to probably act too cool for it at times, but he's going to like that they're there and he's being captured, and it's another way to get his name out there and people talking about him.
Yeah, he's going to say he doesn't want it, but he wants it.
Of course.
100%. It's a 1. He will pretend. Yeah. Every opportunity has a camera, a microphone in front of him to bash the experience that he's gone through with the Green Bay Packers, he will love. So I will give it a 1.
I just want to shout out the Scalzo and Brust family for believing in me, because every text says I will believe, I will make it in a rainforest. You believe that, right? No, Eric.
Wow.
Every single one of them is being jerks.
Yeah, that sounds right.
How's Benny gonna wipe?
Yeah.
Not a chance Benny survives 40 hours, let alone 40 days.
That's a bit harsh. You could probably get through 40 hours.
Gosh. What if I done this?
I think your confidence level is too high for somebody who's never. Have you even been in a rainforest?
No. But a baby survived.
Well, these people were local to Colombia, and their grandmother.
They know some things.
Yeah, the eldest one had been taught survival skills for the rainforest, which helped them get through.
Do I have my phone and do I have service?
They were from a plane crash, so no. What are you going to do? Surf Twitter?
It'll help you pass the time.
IG? Like, what do you? It's a rainforest.
On Twitter, @BenBrust, I'm stuck in a rainforest. How do I survive?
Taking pictures. Can I eat this?
Yeah. Yeah.
A new Rubik's Cube world record was set recently, bringing the new time down to 3.13 seconds total for it to be solved. 1 or 0. You could solve a Rubik's Cube in 3 hours.
0.
0. I don't have the patience for it.
Like, I know they're like once you figure it out, it's very easy, but I don't know how to do it. I think I could get all the white lined up. Right, I get one side of the 6 lined up, but the others not so much.
Have you guys ever solved a Rubik's Cube?
That's a 0.
I mean, probably somebody taught me how.
I know there is a pattern that no matter if you do these certain amount, it will end up.
Why are you asking us so many questions of things we can't do?
Trying to bring us down. Really, just bringing down the self-esteem today. Yeah, I'm a failure, Josh. Are you happy? You happy about that?
Can't do a Rubik's Cube. I could survive. No, I could survive in the rainforest. We've made that clear.
Abundantly clear. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, I kind of derailed us with the rainforest thing.
Derailed? No, you took us to a very interesting place.
I appreciate that.
I'm trying to build you up.
Yeah,
Everyone's
thank you.
bringing you down. I'm trying to build you up, Ben.
Wow.
If I were to power
What's it like to be on the show being built up?
Yeah, don't do this, Eric. It's a bad idea. You're going to pay for this later. Yeah. If I were to power rank people to survive the rainforest, you're bottom 5%, Benny.
Of the United States?
Just of people I generally know.
Good thing you don't know.
Have you camped?
Yeah, no, I just want to move on to and it's you know what? This is what I had next planned. And it's perfect. I couldn't fall asleep from 2:30 to 5 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't fall back to asleep. What do you do in that situation? Does this sound like a guy who can survive in a rainforest?
No.
Barry survived last night. Hit that next, Scalzo on Brust.
Blankets in the rainforest.
I actually like to be cold. Presented
You're
by Michelob
listening
Ultra.
to Scalzo and Brust. Presented by Michelob Ultra.
You think that you sound
Why are we
cool
still
and
talking
elitist.
about this? I thought you were going to build me up.
But you make it so damn hard.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Welcome in. This is WTMJ's Brandon Snide here with Leslie Smith from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. Leslie, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Brandon, for having me.
The weather here, Leslie, is starting to warm up. It's the summer of Harley, as I like to call it. And you guys over there at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson have a ton of events coming up. What's the first one on the schedule?
All right, so we've got a busy summer, but the first one to start off is June 17th. We are doing the Dogs and Hogs.
I'm intrigued already, Leslie. What are the details surrounding this ride?
So Giuseppe Canine Services and Battleground 22 Foundation are very excited to bring you our first annual benefit ride with Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. So what we're going to do is have a 2-hour scenic ride leaving from Iron Ridge. There'll be a canine demo, silent auction, food vendors, local vendors, and of course music and motorcycles.
Leslie, from my understanding, this just isn't an ordinary ride. You're benefiting a wounded veteran.
Yeah, so they're going to the next service dog for a wounded veteran, Juan. So once we get that all together, and to be part of the festivities, we've got 9 a.m. registration, 10 a.m. kickstands up. They arrive at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson around 12-ish. 1:30 is canine demonstration, which is actually pretty fun to watch. And then $30 per driver, $15 per passenger.
All proceeds going to benefit a wounded soldier. And that's not all. If you're early, you get a free t-shirt. Is that correct?
So the first 100 people to arrive receive a free custom canine and Wisconsin HD t-shirt.
An incredible event helping support a local veteran. Leslie from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
For more information on the Dogs and Hogs ride on June 17th, go to WISHD.com to get all the information, when to sign up, how to sign up, and when registration begins. Go to WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
They talk about everything, but sports always comes first.
It's about winning and losing. It's about how you're looking, bro.
Who?
First of all, Jordan Love, and then the rest of the team.
One game out of 17. What's one game out of 17? You know what that is?
How you looking.
Raisin in the trail mix.
It's how you're looking. I don't know if it's raisin in the trail mix. It's only 17 games.
One of 17. 6%. Is there 6% raisin in the trail mix? I'll bet there is.
Spend your afternoons with Homer and Tony. Weekdays 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increased cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Father's Day is Sunday. Looking for the right gift for Dad? Whether it's a unique craft beer, hard-to-find whiskey, or a spectacular bottle of wine, we've got you covered. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices in town. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for Father's Day. Discount Liquor on 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See our specials at discountliquorinc.com, and happy Father's Day.
It's Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
This song really got the Dead & Company show going on Friday, Joshy, wouldn't you say?
this was the first one that everybody kind of got up and thought they could sing along
everyone
to.
stood up on their out of their seat and we were boogieing. This is Scalzo and Brust on a Grateful Dead Thursday presented by Michelob Ultra. That voice was Josh DiMaggio running the show. Eric Name in for Greg Scalzo, and I am Ben Brust. 800.
You a deadhead now?
I wouldn't say I'm a deadhead. How would you describe it, Josh? I'm a dead enthusiast?
Yes. Somewhat by forcible action, Scalzo and I have turned him into somebody who's had to listen so much that he started listening on his own time, found his own songs he liked. It's kind of like exposure therapy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Scalzo and Brust exposure therapy could be the name of the show. Exposing me to new things of life and Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? That should be the new name, exposure therapy.
That brings up a good question. Do you think Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust has made you smarter in any real way? Like, have you in life run into something and been like, hey, I know that because...
Probably. Definitely. I can't give you a specific example because it's now just common knowledge, right? I just I've known that.
I've always known
I've known that for 31 years. I didn't learn that on a 90-second fifth grader question. But that being said, I was like a fifth grader yesterday and not being able to sleep in the middle of the night. And I didn't have anyone to call and tuck me in and make me feel better. What the hell do you do? Because the worst thing you can do, I deleted TikTok, so I didn't go to that. But usually I go to YouTube or I try and turn the AC down, open up a window. I couldn't fall back asleep, and it was miserable.
Sure.
What do you do?
Somebody told me, for the record, I'm a great sleeper. I can sleep anytime, anywhere.
I'm so envious of that. I can't sleep in a car, a train, a plane, a couch. I have to be. Honestly, this is the least shocking thing in the world, Josh, isn't it? That Benny Boo Boo has to be tucked in and in a cozy environment.
No, I can fall asleep at any time. Naps.
Right now?
Yeah. If you needed me to, I could legitimately, with these headphones on. Yeah, I could lean back here, and I could probably be out by the end of the second hour.
I kind of want to try this, but I need Joshy off the phone to try this. Will you turn your mic off?
And
we're on stream.
Okay. You just want me to try to go to sleep. You're not going to have my assistance for the next...
Oh, it's totally fine.
The next hour. You want me
no, you're saying you could sleep the whole hour?
I'm just saying...
I just wanted you to go to sleep.
You want me to do it right now?
Hold on.
What?
I got a phone call here that I was screening.
Sure.
And I came back to, Ben, you're trying to talk Eric into going to sleep on the radio.
Yes.
That's your big plan.
We're on stream, Josh. Wisconsin On Demand, on Twitter, Scalzo and Brust. What do you think? I mean, he says he can sleep anywhere.
I believe I can sleep a similar manner to Eric Name. I don't think him sleeping is going to provide the show what we need today.
All right. It would be fascinating to me, though. And isn't that what the show needs?
You guys can hang out after the show, and you can start a countdown.
I'm just going to stare at him.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, sleep!
You guys can sit there and do that on your free time. I'd prefer if Eric speaks.
All right, sounds good. 800-990-3776. John from West... I'm going to take him now. Because I'm going to ask John from West Bend what sleep advice he has for me in the middle of the night. John, when you can't sleep, what are you doing?
Oh, I never have a problem with falling asleep, and my wife hates that because she has insomnia. So I can literally, I don't have a problem falling asleep.
Good on you.
But now I'm old, and I wake up early, which sucks because nobody needs to get up at 4 in the morning. They just don't. But my body says, hey.
Body clock's got you right where he wants you.
Quick question for mainly Eric, not that I don't want your input too, Ben, but I'm wondering, you guys were talking about trading for Bradley Beal, and I'm wondering how, if they traded Middleton, might that affect, would it be a negative effect on Giannis's feelings towards the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's...
Thank you for the call, John.
These are always really tough conversations, especially, I think, in regards to Middleton. Those two have been together for so long that you are going to have... If you want to do it, you're going to have an awkward conversation. It's going to have to be a bunch of grown-ups. All right, are you okay with us trading away Chris Middleton? Because if you're not,
it's Chris,
we're not going to do it. We did it, Chris. We did it. That was what Giannis said after the championship. And that obviously speaks to just kind of how close that they are. So, yeah, I'm not going to say it would be positive or negative, but it is 100% a situation where you have to ask Giannis and you have to have those conversations. And if we've seen anything this offseason, the Bucks are pretty comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, who do you want to coach? Adrian Griffin? All right, cool. Do it.
That's what I was going to ask you, Eric. Is it, to me, and this might be an incorrect assumption, any trade that happens of any of the main players comes with explicit approval from Giannis? Is that a right to assume, or are they having to talk him into things? Are you thinking?
I think Giannis, the best way I could say it is Giannis is aware of everything. Everything that's going on with the team, he is aware of. If someone feels really strongly that they need to do something, I think he's not going to get in the way and veto anything. But when it is a monumental, massive move, like trading his favorite teammate of his entire career, you're going to have that conversation with Giannis, and you're probably going to need approval. Because honestly, he wouldn't even have to say, like, I don't approve. He would just be like, I prefer Chris to Bradley Beal, and that's the end of the conversation. Okay, if you prefer it, that's fine. That's just what we're going to do. And obviously,
but they've done this. Like, Giannis isn't a GM.
There's a long history of player GMs being very bad at the job of being player GMs. I'm not going to disagree with that. But the other opportunity is just ignoring him, and then Giannis says, all right, I'm up. See you guys.
Yeah,
I've had fun. And that's not what you want either. So,
especially with all the investments that have been made into Deer District.
And also just having the best player in the world.
Totally.
That's
well, yeah, I mean, you have the best player in the world. You've been able to grow a brand in Milwaukee. You've been able to grow a lot of great things that bring people to this city.
You're going to do what you can to keep that guy happy and in the city.
Yes.
And on the team. So, yes.
The money you pay him every year definitely comes back in other ways.
Absolutely. So I would say Giannis is aware of everything. I don't think he has to sign off on every move, but he's going to be made aware of everything that has happened with the Milwaukee Bucks.
800-990-3776. I had trouble falling asleep in the middle of the night. I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. I'm the Scalzo and Brust family. You guys can figure where they're going with the best way to fall asleep? No?
Does it have to do with another person being there?
It could be that, or it could be by yourself.
Weed is tight. Weed is tight.
I guess
what
that
is my
works.
wee-wee doing right now?
We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is Scalzo and Brust.
Still seeing those delays out of the Marquette interchange on northbound 43 all the way up to Capitol Drive. Some construction delays as well as a broken down semi. The southbound side is going to be a bit backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette onto 4394. And westbound 94 very heavy right out of the Marquette all the way through the Stadium interchange. We're looking at a 14-minute ride there from downtown to the Zoo interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55 at the lake, 48 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a little bit hazy with some smoke, a high of 70 at the lakefront, 76 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com. WildRockGolf.com.
Hey, Greg Scalzo here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6. It's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
It's a party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust. Presented by Michelob Ultra.
It's a party, baby.
On 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
Scalzo and Brust presented by Michelob Ultra. Eric Name in for Greg Scalzo. Josh DiMaggio behind the glass running the show, and I'm Ben Brust. 800-990-3776. 800-990-ESPN is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. You can also get us on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. And today is the third day of mandatory minicamps for the Green Bay Packers. And I believe day 3 was scheduled to be team bonding day.
Okay.
I love your sigh already. I absolutely love your sigh. And so, I don't know what they're doing, to be quite honest. What are your thoughts on team bonding?
It's just, to me, such a waste of time, such a contrivance. Like, it's not real. So I remember vividly my freshman year of basketball in college, and we did paintball, which I think that's what the Packers are doing.
Yeah, I thought so.
I can tell you from my freshman year, all of the ways that I got closer to my teammates, to all these people I didn't know, not one of them is in the top 50 moments from the paintball field. Like the paintball field did nothing for me. Like, it was much more meaningful when,
somebody didn't have your 6 one time,
right?
Like,
that didn't mean anything to me. It
would have been a lot to me if you get pelted by a paintball and knowing he could have called it out and saved me from getting pelted.
Yeah, that just
would have trusted that guy more.
Sure, I mean, I guess maybe I'm just someone who, I don't know, sees it as, a fake situation that we're building to try to build team bonding, but just let me hang out with people. Let me go to parties with these dudes. Let me go to a workout with this. All of that is when you get to know someone, not playing a sport that none of us have any business playing, except the one weird kid who loves paintball and is so good at it.
Crap! He literally just led me to where I was going to go next. I think I was the weird kid then. Because we went laser tagging, and I won laser tag, and I was so pumped. So pumped. You go after you read the rules, you go into laser tag, and I'm everywhere. They say don't walk. I was jogging, running, and then walk when you see the security person.
Right.
And covering, choom, 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 absolutely destroyed everyone.
I want you to do me a favor. I know you got a group chat with the boys. Ask them if they were laughing about how hard you were trying when you guys were laser tagging, because I have a feeling they were all kind of going through the motions and being competitive because they're athletes.
Sure.
But I'm pretty sure, I would think you took it the most serious.
I just sent that one out. I will await responses. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this. Well, one thing we did do is we did play Ultimate Frisbee.
Okay.
That was on Fridays of summer lifts. We did the first 4 weeks of hard Fridays and then Ultimate Frisbee, but that was competition and fun.
Sure.
I don't know if that's team bonding. You're still
we
doing
played
something competitive.
We played kickball one day. That was kind of fun.
So before games, we would go to movies, and I'm in one of those moments where can I say something? Can they retroactively take back anything that we might have done as a team if it was an impermissible benefit?
I don't think you should say whatever you're about to say.
Joshy, is the NCAA listening right now?
I would think so.
You think they're listening?
I think they're listening all the time. The NCAA is everywhere, man.
But it was forever ago. I've talked about.
I don't know the statute of limitations on the NCAA and impermissible.
No one's
benefit.
taken my degree back from me yet.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Would you now run this through your brain?
All right.
What if, because you wanted to tell a story that may or may not even be that good, you got the Final Four taken away, vacated?
Banner's coming down. Banner's coming down because Benny.
Whoa, wait. It didn't. We didn't have the availability to do this my senior year when we went to the Final Four.
Banner's still coming down. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
Come on.
Tell us what's in the group chat about them telling you how much of a loser you were taking paintball serious.
That is the least shocking thing that Josh Gosser, that's the least shocking thing that I've ever heard. Remember, I was like, I feel like I played laser tag too hard. And he goes, yes, that's the least shocking thing you should be thinking about. Ping pong in the summer. Oh, come on, Eric. Team bonding was amazing.
No.
We had a ping pong table in the locker room. And we had a whiteboard.
See,
kept
but
records.
that wasn't
different.
Organized.
That's different. That's just the.
So you're saying
that's
because
just the
Matt
boys hanging
LaFleur
out.
said, "Hey,
lame.
guys,
lame immediately." As soon as the coach tells you we're all gonna go do this, lame.
Can I tell you the most lame? Well, again, this is also I'm starting to think I'm the weirdo, and I know I'm the weirdo.
Sure.
Because I love bowling. I hated going team bonding bowling. Because then you had 4 people to a lane and people sucked, and I just wanted to get my bowl on. I didn't want to wait for a bunch of scrubs to bowl gutter balls before I bowled.
See, you don't think team bonding is cool then. You're
just
with us.
competing.
Yeah,
You're with us.
Okay. I wanted to talk it out because I thought I liked team bonding, but
No,
I think
you
I
don't.
just like doing activities.
I'm going to try and tread lightly here, but I mean, pretty much every company you work for will at some point do some sort of team bonding things.
What have we done?
I'm trying to think of anything specific, but we
did Dead and Company as a show. I'd say that was phenomenal team bonding.
But Joshy, I'm going to warn you right now. Just like I don't want to see a Final Four banner come down, the next time I'm on this show, I don't want you to be anywhere else. I want you to be producing right there. I want you in that seat. So don't. If you're thinking of a team bonding activity that you did here and you thought was lame, don't tell the world about it.
I'm not going to get into specifics, but we've played games before that have been like, hey, everyone come do this. And you kind of all just, oh, here's one I can say. The holiday party. Remember when there was, not this most recent one, but there was awards and that were given away that were laminated?
Cringe.
Yeah, all that stuff is supposed to be a team bonding.
Cringe.
And everyone just kind of it's never that funny because you can't really do funny because you're at work.
Right.
Everyone gets offended.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even make fun of the person that was trying to do the team bonding because they were really excited about it.
Yes.
Do you think that's what the team's talking about Matt LaFleur right now?
I think they probably had fun paintballing because it's there's 90 guys there.
I've never been paintballing.
Yeah, you might get hurt.
Oh, shut up. I'm tough. Been working out at the Princeton Club. You know that, Joshy. Check-in challenge right now.
Yeah, paintballing and bench pressing have nothing to... I don't think you got the wherewithal. I think you'd get scared. You'd bunker down.
Not without that Call of Duty I've been playing.
I mean, that's the thing. You'd be breaking out phrases.
Again, I would then be the loser. I'm the gym class hero. I've said I'm a loser.
Yeah.
I'm a loser, or more famously, I'm a douche.
Were you in gym class, were you the guy who during the warm-up jog ran?
No, but once whatever we were playing, yeah.
I mean, once we were playing soccer, I was worried about how many points we were down by.
If it was dodgeball, I would take out the weak links immediately. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Hit the kid who doesn't even really want to be out there anyway. Get him out of there.
I mean, I might even do it. I might even encourage him. Hey, Jimmy, go grab it. Go throw it up there, man. Go knock somebody out. And you knew it was going to be a weak throw, and he was going to be out immediately.
You'll set him up, throw one in the air,
a floater, and
then
all
just
right, Jimmy's
drill him
out.
in the
Thank
face.
God, I'm good. I got this.
I mean, there's an aspect of me where it's the same, playing kickball or stuff in school.
Oh, man, you had a bomb kickballs, man.
Yeah, and then you put the best kids at the positions matter.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Josh was in right field.
I was playing shortstop, baby.
I was gonna say, I bet you really kicked him. You kicked him far.
Yeah, I would say so.
Cool. What's also cool is my lifting, baby.
Oh, I don't know about that cell.
Cool. No, but honestly, the Princeton Club is amazing. Me lifting is not that cool. That's just me being over competitive like I do in everything I do in life. But my guy Matty at the Princeton Club has pushed me to be better. I do the weights with him. You can do cardio. They have workout classes, basketball courts. Madison East has a new functional strength training area and a track. We have it in New Berlin here. Madison West, obviously, a staple, Fitchburg, and all of those different places in the Madison area with the Princeton Club Express. Free childcare with your membership, which is amazing. So when you are a member, you can drop off those kids, get your workout done, and it's a clean health club. Nothing better than the Princeton Club. I've become a better person physically, mentally, because I've invested my health at the Princeton Club for my better tomorrow. So you can too. Go to princetonclub.net and make sure you join today. Over Under presented by Wild Rock Golf Course coming up next. Let's do caller 6, caller 9. That's caller 6, caller 9 for Over Under. Josh DiMaggio has a category. He's going to give you the Over Under line, and you get to pick over or under on however many you think Eric and I are going to get out of 10 right. We team up. You pick over under. Caller 9 is going to be on the other side of whatever number 6 picks, and the winner wins 4 passes to the beautiful Wild Rock Golf Course up in the Dells. 800-990-3776. That's caller 6, caller 9. 800-990-3776. Over under next on Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
How many compartments does a cow's stomach have?
4. Scalzo and Brust.
What's amazing is that people are still accusing you of cheating.
How? I would cheat to win. Because not cheat to lose.
Because the 4 compartments in a cow's stomach.
Because there's 4 little things that you
This is why people think that you
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
It's still a pretty hefty ride out there. Southbound on 43, riding the brakes really heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette and onto 4394 southbound. You've got heavy pockets of traffic all the way past Lincoln and then back on the brakes heading past the KK River. Westbound on 94, backed up from the Marquette out to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side's very heavy from Highway F through the Gerke's Corners to about Calhoun and then back on the brakes from 84th Street through the stadium. Oh, and don't forget, northbound 43, really slow out of the Marquette all the way up to Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedules and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55 at the lake, 48 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a little bit of haze or smoke, a high of 70 at the lake, 76 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Even when you think you know what's going on,
can you make a good horse sound?
You can never be too sure.
So the answer is no.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
Also, when you were kids, you used to learn how to do the thing. I'm going to put the microphone down by my lap here. It's not inappropriate. It's just what I have to do. Where you learn this thing, right?
What in the world are you doing?
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. June is jam-packed with nonstop racing action. Don't miss a minute of the fun. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under. Celebrate Father's Day at the NTT IndyCar Series Soncio Grand Prix, presented by AMR Weekend, June 15th through the 18th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
We won a championship, and my dad brought me 8 chips to eat on the drive because he wouldn't stop for a snack.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of truth in that. Just imagine if we lost. He wouldn't even gotten those chips.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Brian, why are you stacking books on the floor?
I want to stand while I work. Standing desks are all the rage these days.
Well, it's a good thing that these desks move up and down. You did know that, right?
What? They do?
Yeah, we're not messing around here.
This is great. Now, only if I had a chair to swivel around in.
Do you just not pay attention to everybody else's desks?
Well, no wonder I'm not getting much done these days.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee. You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Trucking? This was day 2.
It was. Greg and I got it.
Gosh, you got a couple of good ones that I missed on Saturday. It is a Grateful Dead Thursday here on Scalzo and Brust. Eric Name in for Greg Scalzo. I'm Ben Brust, Josh DiMaggio running the show. Want to give a shout out to Michelob Ultra because there is a common misbelief that you need to go further all the time, that you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue with your rigid routine, or you could try the other way. Enjoy life by having a Michelob Ultra with friends. That's when I saw Nikola Jokic at his finest, when he was holding that Mick Ultra. That's when he was having the most fun, enjoying the parade, enjoying the post-NBA celebration. Love it, baby. Michelob Ultra is awesome. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. My Michelob Ultra golf bag got a ton of compliments when I was at the Pro-Am last week. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Please enjoy responsibly. Joshy, let's play a little over-under.
Will the guys hit the under, or will they tap dance on Joshy's grave? It's time for Over Under Par on Scalzo and Brust. Presented by Wild Rock Golf Club. Now open for the 2023 season. Go to wildrockgolf.com and make a tee time today.
WildRockGolf.com. It's an amazing place. Go check it out. Joshy's got a category, an over-under set. Eric and I team up with 10 guesses to get as many right as possible. Brandon was caller 6. He's on the over. He believes in us, Eric, so we have to deliver for Brandon. Brandon from Madison. Over. David in Milwaukee stuck on the other side with the under. Joshy, what's our category and our over-under?
I'm looking for the 10 players with the most playoff points scored in NBA history. The over-under is 7.5.
Hang on. 10 players, most playoff points in NBA history. We can only get 2 wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, Eric.
Are we allowed to talk it over? And
we can talk. We can talk it over, and then when we have a final answer, we gotta say final answer. So we can like talk it out and write down names and put them on our for later.
Yeah. All right. Clock starts in 3, 2.
How much time do we have?
3 minutes.
Okay. So LeBron clearly.
LeBron James final.
LeBron James is first.
What about
Kareem?
I was gonna say Kareem.
He played forever.
Kareem final.
Kareem's third.
What about Magic? Just because
let's go. I feel like MJ first, right? Don't you think? He was in the playoffs all the time,
and because he won 6 championships, you're in more rounds. MJ.
MJ's 2.
So we got 1, 2, 3. Very good.
I mean, so Karl Malone was on the all-time scoring list, but do we think the Jazz had enough playoff success?
Like, that's one I'll write down and put to the side.
Okay, Karl Malone, put that on the side.
Did Kobe? I feel like Kobe should be on this. He won 5 championships. Kobe final.
Kobe's fourth.
Shaq is a name that comes to mind.
I mean, so the Magic went on some deep runs. He's
2
there with the Lakers.
minutes.
Like,
scary when that happens.
I think Shaq.
Shaq final.
Shaq's fifth.
Wow, look at us go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so the tough ones are like Bird and Magic. Like, both of them.
The 80s runs against each other.
Right. All those, the first 5 guys we listed were all very long. Like, had lots of
longevity.
Years, like, all of that.
What about like a Wilt or like a Bill Russell with all of his championships? Ugh. I know. I'm just saying, when you win 11, you're in the playoffs that long.
I get it.
Bird, Magic,
but also,
Bill,
we're talking about
Karl.
smaller playoffs then.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
Because there's only like 2 rounds.
Correct.
Back in the day, as opposed to
if that's the case, that'd still be 5.5 championships with 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should do.
I mean, okay, let's waste Bill Russell. Like, if he's on it, great. That's going to lead us to all those.
Bill
other
Russell
ones, right?
final. Yeah. Freak.
1 minute.
God.
So right now we have Magic, Bird, and Karl Malone.
Okay, I say we go with
Magic.
Yeah.
Magic final. What the heck? Bird?
Yeah.
We can't. I hate Joshy. Let's dig deep. More rounds.
I mean, Malone and
modern
Chamberlain.
day. Dwayne Wade.
Maybe
because of the Heat as well.
30 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
I'm panicking.
Yeah, let's go. Let's try.
Karl Malone. Final answer.
Karl Malone's eighth.
We need 2 more.
Bird and D Wade are what I can't have.
Let's go Bird.
Bird final.
10, 9, 8.
You right for the NBA?
It's embarrassing.
What is this hogwash?
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed.
You guys were way too fixated on old players. There's only one older player on here, and it's Jerry West remaining.
The logo!
The logo.
Rough.
Number 6. Played in the last 20 years.
It's me like Jason Tatum.
Tim Duncan.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we should have got that
stupid.
Number 7, kind of surprising, but makes sense, Kevin Durant.
I suppose.
A lot of playoffs, a lot of points.
A lot of playoffs, even if he didn't make it to the
And the
finals.
last one
and he
is a
scores
teammate of Tim Duncan.
David Robinson?
No.
Manu?
Nope.
Tony?
Yep. Tony Parker. 10.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I mean, honestly, that's on us for not... Duncan, that was...
I think that was an absurd over-under.
We should have got...
Do you know how many NBA players there have been in the history of the NBA, Josh?
I mean, Tim Duncan and Kevin Durant weren't names that came to mind.
I mean, honestly, Duncan is on us.
Duncan's on us.
We should have had 7. We should have had 7. And then from there...
Yeah, you take some stabs, you get lucky.
Yeah, we should have had Duncan.
So I guess we got 6, but we needed 2 more. And if we got Duncan, yeah, we're taking 3 stabs to try and make it.
And again, we probably get him wrong, but at least we would have gotten...
Brandon and Madison.
It's on us. I'm embarrassed.
Condolences.
David was talking to me about how much he wanted the over.
Why?
He wins.
Do you know how valuable Wild Rock golf passes are that you're bragging about beating us in a game?
Well, the best part is, even when you guys lose, somebody wins.
I hope David in Milwaukee really values these as much as Brandon does.
You know, I'm going to be up all night on that one.
I was already up all night the other day. And I hate when the text line starts coming in after the fact with like names and like it isn't so this
Chef I just looked up the list and sent it to you guys.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the hardest things to have to do in Scalzo and Brust is recover after an over-under loss. Like, what are we supposed to do right now? Josh is smiling.
I mean,
ear
just
to
live
ear.
with it. We're gonna sit in it for a little bit.
I love the Scalzo and Brust family, and I hate when they pick you to win the over. We don't lose to Josh, and we did.
Man, Durant,
you guys have been losing a lot more recently.
It's because you're inflating the lines. You're giving us no room for error.
No. I give you 2 for error. And you said Bozo said Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Speaking of NBA players and playoff runs and champions, 2 that weren't on that list were Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic. Yesterday, Mark Tauscher joined Scalzo and Brust. You can catch that wherever you get your podcasts. Wisconsin On Demand, Spotify, Apple, wherever you are. Brandon Tulsa just hung up. I'm sorry, bud. Or Brandon Madison, that is. But I do want to relive a little conversation I had with Tausch yesterday because he is a Jokic lover. He loves Jokic. He thinks like that he is Jokic because Jokic is a little heavier.
I will admit, I clicked on the Wilde and Tausch stream, whatever morning it was, after the championship, and I opened to Tausch talking about how he was a shorter version of Jokic, and I was like, all right.
Let's take it easy here, old T.
Maybe calm down.
Let's take it easy, old T. He thinks if he had, 4
Come
more
on,
inches,
old boy. Calm down a little bit.
Old T, calm
That's why
down.
he got drafted, his feet.
I've heard that.
But can he shoot? Can he pass? Can he?
Bet he can dish.
Who jumps higher in their prime, Tausch or Jokic?
Wow.
I do remember my brother telling me a story about Tausch Duncan. Like he was at like a tournament and saw.
Yeah, I've seen old T in that Auburndale jersey.
Yeah,
he looks good.
Yeah,
but we'll figure out who Eric Name thinks is best for the Bucks, or I don't want to say best for the Bucks. Who would you take if you were building a franchise the next 5 years? Nikola Jokic or Giannis Antetokounmpo? I have my answer. We'll hear from Eric as well next on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
Ron of the Key says CGL can't grow league? That's mean, Ron.
Ron, too far.
Now we're taking out my height.
I'm not. Ron did. I got your back.
You are choosing what to read.
Hey, for the rest of the show, you can be 6'1".
6'1" Ben Brust. Round of applause, Joshy. Just grew an eighth of an inch. See, this is how we build you back up physically and mentally and spiritually.
You guys are just absolutely gems at this.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Eastbound 94, we're seeing some delays right now from the zoo into downtown. It's going to take you about 11 minutes. Same thing for the westbound side. Also southbound 43, going to take you about 15 minutes to make the run from Brown Deer Road into the Marquette. Northbound side's going to be 19 from downtown to Brown Deer Road. That construction zone between the Marquette and Keefe going to be really brutal this afternoon. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 55 at the lake, 48 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a little bit of haze or smoke, a high of 70 at the lake, 76 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Welcome to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like 9 windows, please. I'm hoping they'll match my home.
Have it your way.
Excuse me? We're talking about windows, right?
Yes. Pella's design options are virtually limitless, even more customized than your coffee.
So you're like my personal barista for windows and doors.
Exactly. And if you customize your order by August 31st, you can bundle and save big.
Good deal.
Get started today at PellaWI.com.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
RJ Schinner has several Toshiba copier printers from James Imaging Systems. IT manager Gabe Colasari.
The reason why for James Imaging is their responsiveness, dedication, knowledge of the product, and they always make sure that the customer is taken care of.
The kind of customer service you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed office technology company like James Imaging Systems.
We actually have a high-end printing machine on site, so we produce our own catalogs, so we need the support to handle that.
James Imaging Systems, better document image imaging technology, better service.
When we got a problem, we're able to call in and get it rectified or corrected without any issues.
Gabe, any advice to other local businesses?
Contact James. They'll take care of you.
James Imaging Systems, reliable document imaging technology, extraordinary local service. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth is excited to be back celebrating the 52nd annual Juneteenth celebration in Milwaukee. Make sure you come down on Monday, June 19th, as we will be broadcasting live from the Juneteenth celebration from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stop by our table to play games, win Truth swag, and say what up to your favorite Truth teammates. The 1017 The Truth celebration of Juneteenth is sponsored by Educators Credit Union, Tayback Law, Molson Coors, and Associated Bank.
Ewald Automotive is making your car buying experience even easier. It's so easy, you'll be in and out of the dealership in about an hour. Go to ewaldauto.com, select the vehicle you're interested in, and get your instant price. Get a firm trade-in offer, customize your payment option, and even add your own protection plans. Then head to the dealership, and you'll be in and out in about an hour.
Go to ewaldauto.com. It's Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Driving that train,
Scalzo and Brust presented by Michelob Ultra on a Grateful Dead Thursday here. Ben Brust alongside Eric Name, who's in for Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio, and 3-Nip Alex G running the show. Yesterday, Eric had the opportunity to have Mark Tauscher, also known as Old T, on his Wednesday appearance, and there's nobody that loves Nikola Jokic more than Tausch because he thinks he is Nikola Jokic, and it's adorable. It's so cute. So cute that he thinks he's him. So we put it up on the poll. Who would you take over the next 5 years, Nikola Jokic or Giannis Antetokounmpo? Giannis won the poll, 78%.
This is a Wisconsin-based show.
No, totally get it. And I just was curious how many people on a Wisconsin-based show would pick Jokic. And so one of my main arguments is this is going to sound funky, the longevity from a health standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic plays below the rim. He's not going to be as hard on his body as Giannis will continue to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that, for me, is a win from a Jokic standpoint. Now, defensively, there's no question, right?
Of course.
There's no question that Giannis is a better defender. But what still has me in nightmares of the way that the Bucks went down was the same guy that made as many free throws as he did in Game 6 to close out the Suns is the same guy that when there was a tip at center court against the Heat, Giannis got the ball and merely threw it to you in the media row.
Right.
And you're in the level 200 area.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's how far he threw that thing. It was so bad that a two-time MVP and a world champion in the closing moments of a closeout game at home against the 8th seed Miami Heat threw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it didn't go out of bounds, but the point stands. Giannis is somebody where it's amazing to me that he was able to win a championship with the way his game is.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal would be that he's continued to evolve his game. I don't think Giannis is an instinctual passer. I think he's a last-second passer. I think Jokic sees plays before they happen, so he can have the ball in his hands, he can score, he can shoot, he can pass, he can rebound. Those are qualities that aren't ever going to go away from him. Giannis has not evolved his game enough. Whereas, I almost think that when we talk about the conversation, we'll get back to this a little bit later about should the Bucks trade for Bradley Beal, or who are they going to bring in, whatnot. It's obvious to me that they need somebody who's more of a primary half-court scorer. Because giving the ball to Giannis in the half court, I don't think is a long-term successful strategy.
So I think there's...
And you can tell me where I'm wrong or right.
No, so what I'm thinking about with longevity is I don't think there is any chance Giannis retires in the next 5 years. Jokic and Giannis are roughly the same age. I think they're both 28 right now.
They are.
I could see Jokic winning one more ring, winning no more rings, and just being like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to go back to Serbia. I'm chilling.
I just don't. I don't buy it, man.
Maybe not. But I do not have that concern with Giannis.
Of course not.
I know that dude wants to play 20 years. I know he wants to do the Kobe thing. I get all of that.
And you can see the intense passion he has this offseason already to come back.
Yes.
You know, he's on a revenge tour.
I have no doubts about how much that man loves basketball and how much he wants to do that for 2 decades. I have questions about how long Nikola Jokic actually wants to do this. And fair or unfair, I am just genuinely curious if he wants to do this for life. Because he's made it very clear that this is just a job to him. Like he said it in his interview with Malika Andrews after the finals, like, you know, this is something that I'm very good at. It's not necessarily something I love. And when guys say stuff like that, you have to worry.
Yeah, you got to raise an eyebrow.
You got to worry about that a little bit. So that's where I would start. From the longevity standpoint, that's why I would lean Giannis, because I know this dude wants to do it. This is what he wants to do for 20 years. And I understand, you know, the concerns over, you know, is his game going to age well? And I think that's where you have the major advantage if you're going Jokic, right? Like, that dude doesn't jump. He just dominates. He's massive. He's already backing down dudes for like 7 seconds at a time, and then you double team him and he throws one over his head perfectly to someone in stride.
Or fades away and shoots it over the top of his head and somehow it goes in.
It's impossible. He does things that are just truly impossible. But I do think when you look at what Giannis does, it is not that he is instinctive in the way that Jokic can throw guys open. He can see the floor in creative ways that Giannis doesn't as a passer. But Giannis is such a specimen and such a problem that you have to send a double team at him. And Giannis knows where the double's coming from, how it's coming, and he's gotten spectacular at all those passes. Like, one passing is more impressive. Like, the fact that any situation, Jokic will figure it out on the fly and hit the guy in stride, that's unbelievable. He may be the best passer that's ever played the game. Like, that's how good Jokic is. Giannis is very, very good as a passer. So I think as he gets older, you're going to put him on the block. He's going to be a load down there, and he's just going to get double teams, and he's going to make all the reads that he's gotten very good at making over the last 10 years as this, and I guess the last 5 years as this guy. I think with what he does defensively, with the way he does offensively, and his obsession over the game, not love, obsession over the game, I feel more confident going forward with him that I have 10 more years left of him. I think I might only have 5 years left with Jokic.
See, the thing that you're, like, the argument that you're making I feel like has more to do with off the floor.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think on the floor, it's Jokic. Because what you're saying is the Jokic's 9-to-5 attitude towards basketball is the anti-Giannis and Giannis's obsession over it. And that's why, like, I'd be willing to take a risk for 5 more years with Jokic.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jokic is truly unbelievable.
And I also just think, like, this whole shtick of, like, I saw him today on the podium.
Right.
What do they say?
He's having a pretty good time.
Drunk thoughts or drunk, what is it? Drunk thoughts or sober thoughts?
Drunk words or sober ideas.
Thank you. He let loose as well, like Mike Malone did, the NBA head coach.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, when I said that I wanted to be in Serbia and not at the parade, right. I want to blank and be here.
Right.
And, like, I think he's just, like, there was some disrespect. He didn't win MVP. Mm-hmm. He's got knocked out of early rounds. I just think it's a shtick he's been playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of these guys really needed help from the others. Like, no matter what you want to say about their strengths or weaknesses, I think you can argue if it's easier to find guys that can help out Jokic defensively or easier to find guys that can help out Giannis offensively. Like, however you want to say,
yeah,
they needed those people. Like, the Nuggets weren't able to do it until they found Aaron Gordon, who's a perfect fit, and they found MPJ, who's a perfect fit, and Bruce Brown and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Sorry, Brucey B. You find all those guys, and then all of a sudden you get a championship. So I think I almost think they're like the inverses of each other. Like the questions you have about Giannis on offense, you don't have about Jokic, but the questions you have about Jokic on defense, you don't have about Giannis. Like, you just have to build a team that's great around them. I think the Nuggets are very well set up. They've found a lot of those right people, but I don't think either of these players is infallible. Like, they both have weaknesses that you're going to have to cover with in some way as a team builder.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. Chef Ed just says, Eric brings up a great point. I would take Giannis, Chef Ed. I don't even know what was the great point. I didn't hear it.
It was all a great point.
I didn't hear
Literally all of it. The whole thing, great points all around by Eric Name.
Jokic plays flat-footed and treats the NBA as a 9-to-5 and would rather drink beer and ride horses. You can do that in the summer and still be an NBA champion.
It's all fake.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh,
I feel like you and I
you don't think that's him?
I feel like you and I are the only person seeing through this.
I think to a degree it's him. I do, much like me, I prefer to be at home reading a book, not doing all that stuff. But when I get excited, when big things happen, I get excited and enjoy the moment. He dropped it pretty clearly. There was clearly some Michelob Ultras involved, more so this time. And his true feelings came out. He's having a great time. And the fact that he went back against exactly what he said like a day previous proves to me
exactly.
They said, hey, this isn't the best look. Someone got in his ear and said, maybe say you
liked winning an NBA championship. I mean, it's okay to do that. No one's going to get mad at you for saying you liked winning an NBA championship.
Yeah. I don't know. I am legit.
Who'd you pick? You're picking Giannis?
Yeah, I would pick Giannis. Again, I have no doubts that I get him for 10 years. I have some doubts how long I get Jokic for.
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Again, 800-990-ESPN. Got to give a shout out to Road America because the Father's Day weekend, yes, it's this weekend, NTT IndyCar Series race, the Soncio Grand Prix is here. The 4-mile road course is amazing, and you can still get tickets. I mean, there's still time. If you're looking for something with kids 16 and under for free to come into, you don't find that many places. You have that at Road America. You can camp on site. You can go in there, enjoy everything the racetrack has to offer from outside of the racetrack, and then when you're inside watching the 4-mile road course with IndyCar zipping around, it's going to be such a blast. I will be there on Sunday. On Saturday, Mario Andretti allegedly is giving me a 2-seater ride in an IndyCar.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
How much? What do you got to do to get in the driver's seat?
I don't want to be in the driver's seat. Apparently.
Whoa. What happened to the Ben Brust that would survive in the rainforest? Where's that
If it was a stock car, I don't know how to drive an Indy car. Are you kidding me?
He could teach you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, Mario.
Yeah, you stick him in the passenger seat. You tell me.
Get in the back. I got
you this. Tell me what we're doing here.
Get in the back.
Coach me up.
Look, I got to sign a waiver. I got to wear a fire suit. This is serious. I'm pumped. Yeah. I may not be back on Monday.
Would you do it if you could take
Whoa, did you just cut down Mario Andretti? Like he's going to crash this thing? I'm pretty sure that's what I just heard.
It has happened.
Wow.
Would you take your car
I think that'd be sweet,
there?
Though. I would love to. Yeah, absolutely. I would take my car out.
Okay, fair.
Ugh.
Once you got one lap under your belt, you'd start.
Yeah, I got Sport Plus mode, and I lose a little rear grip. Yep. Cranks.
Cool.
Yep. I'm such a loser. RoadAmerica.com. Get your tickets for the NTT IndyCar Socio Grand Prix this weekend. We wrap up the show next on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra. We have a poll on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. Interesting results and plenty of responses. Who would you prefer the Bucks trade to land Bradley Beal, Chris Middleton, or Drew Holiday? You can chime in, and we'll tell you what the results are next on Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
Ron in the Key says, you're right, Greg. You don't always have to tell the full truth. Poopy Pants could learn here, too.
I farted into my pants recently. When I say farted, it was more than that.
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Greg Scalzo here for Smart Spaces. Go to smartspaceswi.com to see how they can help your company space become smarter, more technologically integrated, and able to perform beautifully across all virtual meeting environments. They have a listen-first approach, so they understand what technology you need, and they get you the right technology for the right reasons. They integrate that technology seamlessly into the interior of your office so that your team can focus on what they do best every day, and you can thrive in today's virtual environment. Again, smartspaces.com. SmartSpaceWI.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Jay, you got a landing spot for Bradley Beal that no one else is talking about right now.
I got the best landing spot.
Let's hear.
The Golden State Warriors. It makes all the sense in the world. I go back to when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole, and the whole chemistry was just disrupted. You got Draymond Green, who's a pivotal piece to them making one last run for this team of a championship with the core together, okay? I think he opts into the contract. Now, what you do with Clay coming off this year is a big-time question. But if you're Golden State and you're trying to extend the runway for Steph's legacy in this continuity system, why do you not think about letting Jordan Poole go? You're already talking about letting Kuminga go, potentially Moses Moody. Now, I don't want to give up that much. I've heard people throw in potentially Klay Thompson as well. Is there a way to make a move for a Bradley Beal with Steph? It fits flawlessly.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec-Rite Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Life is short, and if we spend our time suffering with pain and it takes away our joy, that's not a very good way to live.
He's right. It's hard to be happy when you're in constant pain. QC Kinetics patient Chad admits the chronic pain in his knee really robbed his quality of life.
When I was going to the traditional doctor and getting the pain pills, my smile wasn't as big as it usually is. Going to my high school reunion on crutches, it was awful.
But then Chad visited QC Kinetics. He experienced the real power behind natural regenerative treatments. Using healing properties from his own body, QC Kinetics was able to restore and repair damaged tissue, finally giving Chad lasting relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime.
And I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
Learn how advanced regenerative medicine can help your body heal itself at QC Kinetics. Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Thursday here on Scalzo and Brust, and make sure that you stay tuned on the ESPN Milwaukee social feeds because it's a packed summer for the green and gold and packed for our green and gold content all week long. You have tomorrow left, and if you haven't seen Monday through Thursday, you can watch them back because Gabe Neitzel has been live on ESPN Milwaukee social feeds talking with Green Bay media and unique Packer voices. It's called Packed Lunch, and how's everyone feeling about Jay Love? What's the takeaway from the word rebuild? Keep saying world. I've done that twice. And are the fans ready for the real Matt LaFleur without Aaron Rodgers? All that and more this week at noon on Packed Lunch with Gabe Neitzel. Find it live or watch it back later. This is Scalzo and Brust presented by Michelob Ultra. Ben Brust here alongside Eric Name, who's in for Greg Scalzo. We started the show by talking a little Bucks, with the Bucks potentially trading for Bradley Beal. As you know, last year I was not in favor of them running it back. I just thought as Giannis continues to be in his prime and he continues to get older, I understand that they had built continuity, and what Bud has been able to do over the last 3 years was great from a team building, roster building standpoint. But if you're not getting better and changing what you're doing, somebody else is. Mm-hmm. And I guess that was Denver this year, right? Like, they built their roster to compete, and Jokic was great around those guys. So we ask, who would you prefer the Bucks trade away to land Bradley Beal? 80% of people have said Chris Middleton. 20% say Drew Holiday. And it's shocking because this is getting a lot of more responses of conversation, not we shouldn't do it.
Right.
And so I think that screams to the new regime, the new chapter, Adrian Griffin. You have an opportunity to build with Giannis, who's going to come back, in my opinion, guns blazing. He's going to want to take heads off.
Oh, yeah.
If he comes back healthy, and which he likely will, he already looks ripped. I mean,
yeah, he's a monster.
He's so sexy.
He's a monster.
Is he not?
Oh, whoa.
Is he not? You see that guy with his shirt off?
I believe my reaction, because obviously, I have notifications on for his posts.
Yeah.
When he posted the first workout pitch, or the first workout pic from Greece, I think it was sometime this weekend.
Yeah.
I literally saw it on my phone, and I just showed it to the person next to me, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
How does a human look like that?
At that size. With that
doesn't
length.
make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Is it roids?
That's what she said.
I don't know.
Is Giannis on roids?
I mean, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I'm
I
just
think
saying
he's doing it clean.
I bet he is. I mean, it's Giannis.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question. The Greg Scalzo, Ben Brust, and I think Josh DiMaggio would agree with this. Everyone's got a vice.
Sure.
And if you don't have a vice, I don't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
What's Giannis's vice?
I think he's
trying too hard.
I think it's sweets.
As I say, sweets and...
You don't look like that and have sweets. I guess
that's a good point. That's a good point.
He pretty publicly is chowing on Instagram. You'll see him chowing down some candy. He's not shy about it.
Yeah, no, he does eat a
buckets
lot
of
candy.
chicken.
A lot of Oreos.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you... That's
Are
probably,
sweets a vice?
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, of course.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, so then it's...
Gambling's a vice.
I mean, sweets are the all-time best vice then, right?
Yeah, totally. It feels like, I eat sweets every day. That's not a vice.
People have all sorts of vices that are weird and different. Some people's are rather unproductive and destructive. Sometimes you just like a little too much sugar.
A little candy.
So Daniel Sloth chimes in and says, LeBron has looked like that for 20 years. Let's not act like he's doing something crazy here. LeBron has been a tank, but there's zero body fat on Giannis, and Giannis is taller and longer. And I would say stronger than LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, I think once LeBron got to Miami, then it started to be looking like Giannis doesn't. So I guess maybe it just happens at this point in your career. You get to this age and figured it all out. You know how to, master all of the workouts and get yourself to that spot.
Giannis doesn't really drink, right?
No, I don't think he drinks at all.
Exactly. Vice gone
Actually, I
there.
shouldn't say that. I saw him. I saw him come out in a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, take a sip of a Coors Light, and be like, "That was nasty." And I was like, "Yeah,
checks out."
Yep, checks out on show presented by Michelob Ultra, baby.
Yeah, all right, man. Yeah, if you don't drink and you have a sip of a warm beer that's just hanging out, you probably don't like it.
Yeah,
not surprised.
Not surprised at all there either. So not booze. I don't want to speak for him. I can't imagine. He's into heavy illegal substance use.
I mean, even go down that road
because I'm trying to find out his vice. He's too perfect. He's so nice. He does things for charity. I'm not taking sweets as the answer.
I mean, I think it is, which honestly speaks to
how
your
great
overall
he is.
problem.
Yep, I don't trust him.
Problem.
I don't trust him right now.
I get it.
I got to figure out what that is. 800-990-3776. That's the number you can get into the show. Also, we put up a poll on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. There's got to be a better player out there besides Beal. I keep seeing Dame Lillard. If you could quickly, in 30 seconds, tell me why that is or is not a possibility.
Oh, man, a contract is about the same level of difficulty. But the big thing is Dame Lillard doesn't have a no-trade clause. Bradley Beal does. So it's always going to be more difficult. And because all you need is Bradley Beal to say, I want to go to Milwaukee. Period. That's all. If he says that, that's what happens. Like there's no other way around it. If Dame says I want to get traded, they say, all right, you're going to Charlotte. Okay, I guess I'm going to Charlotte.
Wow.
Like,
that would be wrong for the organization to do something like that.
It would, but the level of control.
Bucks should trade for Irving. Ha!
Oof.
Good one.
Oof.
800-990-3776. We're still giving away Century World U.S. Senior Open golf tickets. So all you have to do, first texter in Madison, first texter in Milwaukee, first texter in Beaver Dam, 800-990-3776. All you have to do is text Senior Open to that number, and you win tickets to any day, right, Josh? They're good for any day.
Any day.
Just text 800-990-3776, Senior Open, Madison, Milwaukee, Beaver Dam. That's how you win the tickets. Joe and Amber up next in Milwaukee and Beaver Dam. Great Day in Huddle in Madison.
Bit of a heavy ride still left over on 43 northbound, leaving the Marquette interchange all the way up past Keefe. The westbound side of 94 slowing down from about 30th Street through the stadium. The eastbound side, 84 through the stadium. And then on the bypass, heading southbound from just about Lincoln all the way down and around the Hale to Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 55 at the lakefront, 48 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a little bit of haze or smoke, a high of 70 at the lake, 76 inland. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Magoo's on the Mound is your game day headquarters. Located on 59th and Blue Mound, just minutes from the ballpark. Magoo's has food options for everyone and a vast selection of craft beers and cocktails. Enjoy some drinks and watch all the games with your buds. Or stay entertained with pool, darts, trivia, poker, or live music. Plus, Magoo's on the Mound offers plenty of free parking and shuttles to all home games for the crew. Check out their food and drink menu as well as upcoming events at magoos.biz. That's magoos.biz.
Jump into summer fun when the Brewers take on the Pirates Friday, June 16th through Sunday the 18th. Start the adventure on Indiana Jones Day on the 17th and get a Craig Council bobble with a theme night ticket. Then take home a Brewers bucket hat giveaway for the first 10,000 fans ages 21 and up on Father's Day, Sunday the 18th. Presented by Miller Lite. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
Homer here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Los Angeles is hosting U.S. Open Golf. And what a first round today. Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele both shoot 8 under 62, setting a new U.S. Open record. They're tied for the lead. Before today, there'd only been 162 at any major. That was Brandon Grace at the Open Championship in 2017. The aftershocks continue from last week's proposed golf merger. The Wall Street Journal reports that the Department of Justice has opened a review of the deal. PGA Tour employees have been told that the outcome of this deal may take at least a year, and a government review even longer than that. Baseball today, the Rays and A's tied at 3 in Oakland.
The Rays just haven't had base runners as a pitch is drilled deep to center field. Way back Ruiz, looking up, gone! The Rays' first hit since the 4th inning is a home run for Luke Raley, and the Rays do take the lead. 4-3 here in the 8th.
The call on 620 WDAE, that was the final, the Rays' 50th win. No other team has more than 42. Other finals today, the Phillies beat the Diamondbacks 5-4. Bryson Stott with a home run. The Orioles get homers from Austin Hayes and Adley Rutschman to beat the Blue Jays 4-2. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Celtics forward Danilo Gallinari picks up his player option for next season. He missed all